British Academy Film Awards went on. Didn't even know there was a real award ceremony for that, called the BAFTAs. They have an award ceremony for everything. I don't know if people know that, but they do. And for what it's worth, there's a lot of actors and sinners that are British, that represent Europe and stuff like that. So they're doing their normal cleanup. This is a big deal for them. Apparently, this is like, for the British people, this is like a huge award show.
Just like the
And
Oscars.
Yeah, I don't want to call it the Oscars because Oscars, but nonetheless, big award show over there. Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan on stage represent sinners. They're presenting, they're doing their thing, and while they're presenting, the clip heard round the world happens.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate.
You heard it, folks. I don't know what else to really say. Somebody in the crowd shouts out the hard R N-word. Hard R. Like crazy hard. Insanely hard. Massively hard.
Was that his only tick?
Yeah, that's the thing though. Most people don't know the guy had Tourette's. John Davidson is the person's name. John Davidson apparently had several outbursts that night. Said the N-word, N-word hard R, apparently said F you, said a bunch of different things. I do want to play this take from another content creator, Kill Kiyoshi. She has Tourette's and she wanted to speak on this. I wanted us to come in here as culturally sensitive as possible. But this is her, somebody is a creator with Tourette's, giving her opinion on the situation before we get into it.
Ignore how I look right now. Corey Kenshin. I am not feeling too...
Corey Kenshin? Hold on.
Is that what she said?
Ignore how I look right now. Corey Kenshin. I am not feeling too great. However, there is something I have been asked to talk about.
Part of movie making.
And that is going to be the BAFTA situation. I have been seeing a bunch of outrage about it. People saying, oh, well, why would that even be in his vocabulary? He did that on purpose and all of this stuff. And that racism is to excuse. A very sad day for the Tourette syndrome community, especially for the ones that have coprolalia, because when you come online and you see thousands of people hating on your condition, specifically coprolalia, because that's something that is already very embarrassing for all of us. Not going to say that people can't be offended by the fact that somebody said the N-word as a tick. However, it's not something that somebody can control. It's not something that somebody wants to say. And I've been seeing a lot of people be like, well, he said it like when the crowd went silent. That is most likely when a tick is going to happen when you're in public, when you're in complete silence, or when you're trying not to say or do something. We must understand what coprolalia is. Coprolalia causes involuntary swearing and inappropriate tics. This can include the N-word, slurs, etc. I am a black person and even I have the N-word tic and slurs as tics. This is something I don't see many talk about because of situations like this. Is it a disappointing thing? Shut up! That it happened in public in front of that entire crowd, specifically to Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter. I'm so sorry, I do not know his name. I wish I did, but no disrespect to him. I just am not too aware. Yes, it is a very unfortunate situation. Seeing so many people say that they would invoke violence against people with coprolalia if they can't control their tics. That's ableism. The fucked up thing that this happens, yes, but it's something that we can't control. It's aggression in the brain being triggered. Shut up. And ultimately causing inappropriate tics. Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter have the right to be upset, especially if they were not aware. However, we need to understand and educate ourselves. And on my videos, I constantly see people saying, oh my god, so funny, if I had cursing tics, I would be laughing all the time. But when people actually have cursing tics, then it's offensive and they're a bad person and this and that, the third. We need to do better. We need to educate ourselves better.
So the condition that she's referring to, coprolalia, I just looked it up. It only occurs because Tourette's comes in like many different forms. 10 to
Mhm.
33% of cases include coprolalia. So this is obscene, taboo, or socially inappropriate words or phrases that are uncontrollable. You know what I wonder? And boy, if we sound ableist in this conversation, please forgive me. But I wonder if you don't what's it called? If you don't know what an obscene gesture is or would be a slur or whatever, like say you were raised in a place. I mean, basically, this. I wonder what this looks like in China. I wonder what this looks like in Africa. I wonder what this looks like in, I don't know, India or whatever. Somewhere maybe where English isn't a first language. I guess they would have their own country's language, and they do their obscene gesture. But like, say you don't know that the N word hard R is a slur. I wonder what this looks like.
Yeah, because you would still need to know that it is a slur for that to be a tick,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
I wonder what's like in different time periods, let alone areas on the globe. Just what's an obscene like how I don't know. Maybe mentally you associate what an obscene gesture is for whatever it is and do it slash say it. I
Yeah, but you
guess
know,
I don't know.
different places and the reason why I said place because like regions and it's not so why does it matter? I'm just curious. Different regions have different things that are considered slurs. I just would wonder what that looks like. But yeah, okay. So I mean, just off rip because I don't want to give out the real meat of the situation because that changes the whole dynamic. What are your thoughts on hearing that? Because that was crazy to me. Not what she said, but what he said.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. My only thing is if it's Tourette's, it's Tourette's. I am familiar with how Tourette's work and people with tics and everything like that. I get it's involuntary, like it just happens. Understandable. My only thing is this the first award show he's been at? Is this the first time it's been this loud and caught? Like that would be my only question because I would assume people will be used to this. He has Tourette's. He's been at other award shows and shouted the hard art. Plenty of black men standing on stage during, you know, their monologues or whatever the case is. I'm sure this happened before. So why the shock and outrage now? Is it picked up on camera better this year compared to other years? Anything like that?
Well, so
If any answer is no, then it's gonna get weird.
that's what I was just gonna say. Based off of like how much you know response people had, ultimately they did remove Buddy. But based off of the response that people had, because I mean it was a lot. He was saying a lot. So they had to remove him. Draco did the three of us. But what's it called? They removed them because so many people, I mean, there were so many outbursts, so many people saying things, et cetera, et cetera. But it doesn't seem like they let anybody know. Now, granted, hard R N-word, even if you tell me Buddy has Tourette's, is still gonna ring off. But it's not gonna ring off the same if I know somebody in the audience has Tourette's and this is a possibility.
Yeah, because isn't a part of the conversation to the fact that they didn't talk to Michael B. and the other person, like after the show at all?
Delroy.
Yeah, Delroy. Yeah, they didn't talk to him at all, like after this. Like they just kind of found out about the whole situation on social media.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
And that's
so
awful.
I just feel like this thing overall could have been mad preventable. Like Damo said, I mean Tourette's is Tourette's, but it just seemed mad unavoidable, especially mad avoidable, excuse me, for a production like that big. So,
I don't know. I just find it overall, before anything, I found it weird that nobody knew around him. Nobody let other people know. He's in proximity to mics. You know, this is that's also an interesting concept. And boy, maybe mics are getting that good, right? Where the mic can be on the stage and you're 150 feet away and somebody says the N-word. That's crazy. The other thing that I was going to be upset about, though, is like, dang, why wasn't this on a delay? Or also, for what it's worth, this might be a little bit ableist, but, the reason why he was there is because John Davidson is a advocate for Tourette's. He's an advocate for Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
What he was doing there, I don't know. I didn't get that far into the research or the deep dive, but apparently he's just some sort of advocate for Tourette's. So it is, whatever it is. Why couldn't they send somebody else who doesn't specifically have the condition where they might say something crazy on a live show? Then I found out that this was on a 2-hour delay.
Oh, wow.
2-hour delay.
Nah, this is bad looks, yo.
What?
This was on a 2-hour delay.
Can never trust the British.
Let me read this. This is from Alan Cumming, who is the host. He thanked the audience for understanding after a series of audible outbursts from Tourette's campaigner John Davidson interrupting the ceremony. One incident saw Davidson shout the N-word while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo was on stage. David, the inspiration for BAFTA-nominated I Swear, was diagnosed with Tourette's at age 25. So he was there for, I guess, a movie. His syndrome includes tics and involuntary things. This is a quote. "You may have noticed some strong language in the background there. This can be a part of how Tourette's syndrome shows up for some people as the film explores that experience," Alan Cumming told the audience, which is fine. Why didn't they edit that out in the 2 hours?
In 2 hours, you can definitely, yeah. That again, like I said, this is a production fault more than anything. Could have been mad preventable.
That's strike 3, Britain. That's strike 3. And I know what some of y'all are thinking.
Damo, what possibly could they have done for strikes 1 and 2?
Well, I'll tell you, chat. First, Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, the only American one? Crazy revelation. Second, Black Youths. The Wire, Snowfall, All American. Can't trust you, Britain. And now this? Y'all did this on purpose. Y'all could have got the N-word out of it. This is promo. They want to use that word as promo for this man's movie. During Sinners of all things. Sick.
I'm going to give you another one. The BBC made a decision to cut a section of Akinola Davis Jr.'s speech, somebody who had won a BAFTA last night. The reason why is because he used the platform to speak out for the rights of migrants and people facing and fleeing from persecution and mass atrocities. At some point, he does say like "Free Palestine" in the in his awards speech reception, whatever. They decided to cut that out.
Oh, this gets worse and worse.
It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, but they
They're
did
telling
not.
me it was preventable. They had ways to get rid of it in post, even though it was live. Had a 2-hour delay, so it wasn't even like, oh, I mean, it's live. We can't do anything. Nah, and they did something that night. Nah.
And just left that? Yeah. I know what's going on here.
What's that? I don't. What's going on?
They're trying to get it off, man. It's blatant. It's in their face. They're trying to get it off. They don't care. They don't care. They're trying to get... Again, it's no coincidence. It happened during Sinners. Use your noggin, chat. Think about that.
Yeah. Oh, he got a BAFTA. The guy won an award. I'll say this. I mean, I'm like, I understand the condition. Not necessarily like inherently faulting the guy. And I get what they were trying to do, like, trying to include him. He was nominated for an award. The movie must be good, blah, 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 blah. This is just some stuff that happened. He can't control it. I'm not going to be a dickhead and tell Buddy to shut his mouth. Now, hard R is crazy, always, forever. He British. What I am going to say is like, dang, y'all didn't even tell nobody that somebody could be saying the hard. Like, you didn't even say that somebody could be saying the hard R. And how many gay slurs did he get off? I'm just curious. I'm genuinely curious. What are the other slurs that he got off during this?
Did he get off any that night outside of that?
Or he was just focused on...
He had to, right? He had to have, right? Because if not, that's even more fishy, in my opinion.
Release the files, man. We done with
Why?
this.
Why they just didn't say, deadass, yo, buddy that you're gonna be sitting next to? He could say anything.
Anything? Anything.
Anything.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
I'm not going to.
Hold on, wait. You. Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. No.
Anything.
Slurs. Whoa.
He's
anything?
getting it all off.
Yeah. How can he do that? He got Tourette's. Oh shit. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, cool. It's almost like they just sat everybody down, and he over there going through his tics. You over here,
The fuck going on?
and they, just tics and stuff. And then all of a sudden, hard R. Oh nah, that's crazy.
My thing is, why ain't Buddy walking around with like little cards, like Joker, to explain like what's going on for people if they don't get it? I don't get that. Why can't I have Tourette's, like something to explain it? Somebody that was with him or knew, like, why was there no one to explain what was going on? Because for him to feel so embarrassed, he leaves on his own accord, and he's like,
No, he didn't leave on his own accord. They escorted the nigga out.
I heard he left on his own accord. My bad.
Nah, I heard they escorted him out.
For him to
Performative
leave,
escort.
I mean, leave, escorted out regardless. For that to happen, that means there was a lot of unaware people hearing him just get it all off.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't. BBC gonna apologize. I don't think it was a thing for him to do. I don't know if he walks around cards. Oh, BBC producer said they didn't hear the N-word slur.
Even worse.
Okay, all right. All right.
Where?
Wait, what they saying? We said.
I'm seeing somebody saying this could have been prevented. Damn, prevented? It couldn't be prevented. He has Tourette's. It could have been quickly resolved and explained. Like, this is something super explainable and didn't have to be this huge thing. Especially when you get the facts of how many opportunities they had to mute it and it not be heard by the rest of the world. Negligence. It's just a extreme amount of negligence.
Yeah, we actually did not know. We did not have to know that this happened, actually. We didn't have to know this. That's crazy. Just like we didn't know the other slurs that he shouted out. How that's possible? So y'all heard all them other slurs, but y'all didn't.
Hey, end of February, they can't wait. They held off for 2 weeks. They itching. I get it.
Wow, I didn't even know you could do that. Okay. You just don't have to hear it. Okay.
It's always Michael B. Jordan.
He get the worst of it every time.
He got to be next up. The election rituals he go through, he gotta be the one.
Yeah. Last thing on this situation, there was a woman who was a black filmmaker, or maybe man, I don't know. Jonte Richardson says he's stepping down. Oh yeah, he is stepping down. Oh, he's not black. Oh well, he is black. Okay. Jonte Richardson is stepping down as a BAFTA judge. Says, after considerable soul searching, I feel compelled to withdraw from the BAFTA Emerging Talent Judging Panel. The organization's handling of the unfortunate Tourette's N-word incident last night at the awards was utterly unforgivable. I cannot and will not contribute my time and energy and expertise to an organization that has repeatedly failed to safeguard the dignity of its black guests, members, and the black creative community. This is particularly unfortunate given that this year's co-host boasts some incredible black talent, especially one of my favorite shows of 2025, Just Act Normal. However, when an organization like BAFTA, with its own long history of systemic racism or systemic racism, refuses to acknowledge the harm inflicted on both the black and disabled communities and offer an appropriate apology, remaining involved would be tantamount to condoning its behavior. Then they say they hope that BAFTA's leadership goes on to, something different. Good on that. Good on Johnson. Good on Johnson.
Yeah. It just seems like the more details come out about this whole situation, the more it's like, bro, how come the dude that said the slur is not even coming out the worst because of how they handled the situation. Like, it's kind of crazy when all the details come out.
Yeah. Also, if you have a long history of nastiness, systemic racism, if you got a history of this stuff, I'm gonna just keep it a beam, bro. Maybe you need to turn your inward ears on. Maybe you need to turn it on, because there's no way that that's a good enough excuse, and apparently you've got a history of this stuff. Like, I don't know if you need to get some inward ears specifically in the building, or you need to get some culturally knowledgeable people in the building, but you heard that man say every other, what is this? You heard that man say every other slur and then drop the ball on the hard R N-word. Wow.
Okay, is my mic good now?
They don't see color. I don't know.
My bad.
I'm bad, man. I was trying to fix my shit.
Yeah, maybe they don't see color. Interesting.